Welcome, welcome. This is a Gundam trading card game battle review and a bit of a highlight of my blue-green Operation Meteor control deck. At the time of recording, this is during the new type challenge season, with the legal set being GD01, New Type Rising, and the 4 starter decks that were released with it. I'm not a pro, just a guy having fun and playing with some chill people. If you enjoy what you see, please like and subscribe and stay tuned for more content. Enjoy! Alright, let's get this started. This time I did end up winning the die roll. My opponent's deciding whether or not they want to keep their hand. Best Size, Rizal, Wing Gundam, and Gundam. I actually opt to end up keeping this. I'm hoping they're not too fast of a deck, especially since I'm on the draw, or I guess I'm on turn 2. My opponent does shuffle up to after he mulligans, and we're off to the races. Not a whole lot for me to do here. I don't draw one of my Zakus, so it's basically a draw pass, 6 cards in hand. Opponent actually starts off with a Zaku Mariner. I'm very fortunate that he didn't have a second, because this could have been a lot messier if they opened up a lot faster. As it stands, I'm able to play a Rizal and feel pretty confident in what I'm starting with, so that comes down. Now, they actually play a Vesalius here, and they are going to pop my base, which kind of sucks, but, you know, that is what it is. Now, I do get a Zaku, which is an interesting one to start with. I do decide to take out the the Mariner. I leave my Rizal up, and I throw down a Rizal and a Zaku, and I'm actually trying to play him for tempo. Speed and tempo here. Put him on the response here. I am expecting a Merida at some point, Merida and a Kshatriya. I'm not in love with it, but I do get a duo to my hand, which really does help me. 2 duos, 2 Death Sights is feeling pretty strong here. Now he plays a Gundam and a Jin. I do have a couple options already in my hand. One of them is basically the Gundam with a duo, and honestly, that's probably something I should have done. I do know my actual thought was to play a little more conservative than that. I didn't really want to play the Gundam out yet. I was more hoping that I'd be able to use that later. So I actually opt to go a different route here. I do trade my Zaku for his Rizal, which was a pretty good trade in my opinion. I do end up sending both of my units into his base, mostly to offer up the trade. I could have gotten 2 shields here if I had gone Gundam with duo, and it might have been okay. However, I didn't want to really offer up my Gundam yet, and I thought the 2 duos with the Death Sights would actually end up being better pairs. Mostly because now I'm playing for the mid-range game, or the mid-game here, and I am expecting a Kshatriya with a Marita at any point. Which I do believe comes up here. He was counting out his resources. And, yep, I believe this is it. Yep, the Kshatriya does come down. So he does manage to pair and deal damage to both of my Rizal and my... He does get the Rizal, sends the Gundam into my... I get my Amuro, which honestly worked out really well for me because I am holding a Gundam back. However, I am at 3 shields, so I am playing a little bit conservatively. A little spooked. However, I do get a fairly strong option to trade here. He leaves the Rizal open there to take out the Gundam, and I am able to use the Duo and Death Scythe that I've been holding to take out the Kshatriya. I do trade the Gundam for my Rizal, which honestly is a great trade in my opinion, and then I get a solid trade-off with the Death Scythe. Holding up a Death Scythe here is a pretty strong position. Don't really offer up a lot of trade options. And the hope for the Gundam with the Amuro in the end was realized. So I am actually holding that Gundam and Amuro up. To eventually tap something down and swing into it and just keep the board control down because I'm playing with 3 shields and no base yet. He's just trying to refill his hand a little bit, get some options, plays out that Vesalius. Honestly, the show of Resolve was a good start for a good recovery. And he is in still a pretty strong position. He does play out the Kshatriya. And this is why I'm very happy I did keep the Gundam out, the Gundam in hand, and not use the Amuro, even though I did happen to draw another Amuro. So I do toss the Gundam, I toss the Amuro out, swing the Gundam into the Kshatriya. Well, I will, at least, so... Show of Resolve into 2 hero UEs, which, I mean, it's not bad, I've got a Wing Zero. Still have my resource up, or my EX resource up. We swing into the Kshatriya, we take out his shield, and we pass the turn, repair 2. And, in their court, right now we're feeling pretty good. I have another Amuro also if I really want to play a unit down and control the board. So I do want to be playing fairly steady here. Gets a Corsica base out. Doesn't have a Corsica base in his graveyard. Trying to recover the board. And I mean, I think that's all he can really do unless he got like a Kshatriya or something to try and take out my Death Scythe. But a Death Scythe with a duo is actually very difficult for like red-blue to kind of deal with without certain cards. He is at Banshee, on a Banshee level, so I do have to worry about that. Let's see here. I got another Hero Yui, so I do actually decide to spend my 5 and play a Wing Gundam, play a hero, and now I'm going for a pretty aggressive turn. I'm putting him even further on the back foot, because he does have a pretty full hand and I need to be wary of that. So I'm taking out a lot of his bigger threats, just because I think, well, one of his bigger threats because I have to, but I also get his shield. And then another shield. And he's down to 1, so he's at a pretty... Yeah, he's at a pretty rough spot. We just confirmed that, yeah, I did use the breach effect, and I just pass the turn here and see where he's at. He does need to play out a pretty decent amount of cards in order to beat me, but I'm pretty sure at this point it is game. Unless he can draw, unless he can play like a Banshee or Kshatriya. Banshee is what I am most worried about right now. He does get a pretty strong board wipe off of me. I was this aggressive because I did have the Duo and the Death Scythe in hand. However, I don't think he saw the... I don't believe he saw the Banshee. I believe he would have slammed it down had he. Because Banshee would have done some pretty good work here. Don't think he had what he needed, though. Did get 2 show of resolves this battle, so wasn't lacking for card draw, that's for sure. He's just doing some math and counting, playing to his outs. I don't think he has enough, has what he needs. I don't think he had a Merida either. I think he had a Kshatriya in hand, but he lacked the Merida. So, plays out a gun cannon, plays out a gun tank. I believe his play right now is to take out the Wing Gundam. So he dings it with the 1 damage, trades his GM into it. Which is honestly a pretty strong trade. However, I believe he's running out of outs. He does have an Anksha, pings my Gundam. Plays the Amuro, trades the Gundam, trades into the Gundam. However, I do have a Death Scythe up, and there isn't a whole lot I can do other than to swing at him, I think, until I see what I have, which I did have a Gundam, so we're fine. We actually have everything we need. We pop that. There's no base under there, so we toss the Amuro and the Gundam, and we call it game. Alright, yeah, show them heroes that I was drawing off the top. And that's it, guys. So I hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one.